From London in the UK. My name is Carron Brown and I am the author of the Shine the Light series. The first book, Apple Tree, that published in 2013, and I thought I was just going to write one book and that would be it, and I felt really lucky to be the author of that book. So when they asked me to do another one and now we're 13 down the line and I've got a few more in the pipeline, and even one that I need to write a few pages for this afternoon. Though I can't say anything about the ones you don't know about because I'm sworn to secrecy. With each new book, I have to come up with, at first, 15 reveals. A reveal is what my publisher and I call the picture that shines through the page. And I would like to share a few of them, my favourites from the books published, with you. So from Apple Tree, here we have the bunnies, and we have bunnies under the ground. This was quite an easy one to come up with. Sometimes it's really difficult and we have to come up with different ideas, or the artist has to think about new ways of doing things. And here's one from Rainforest. Is the tapir here, and this one really gives me a buzz when I hear a kid shout out tapir when I ask what's made that path. And I think you've read this before, because tapir was a difficult animal, but one that is really fascinating, and I like to get something kind of new and challenging in each book too. This one's Train, and we get to look inside people's luggage. And again, I like it when the kids try to figure out what's in that pet carrier. We've got some. Whoop. It's difficult to show these books with a torch in one hand. I really like this one. Got the owl behind the moon. When I visualise these, when I sketch them out on paper to give to the illustrator, I don't really know how the illustrator will interpret it. And I hadn't had the owl behind the moon. That was purely the illustrator coming up with that, and it just really works. And here we have animal camouflage. And this one was different because the animals are on the colour. And the reveal is just spotting them within the camouflage, and I just love these little seahorses and trying to spot them in here. They're so pretty. Now, two new books which I've just received from the publisher. Actually, in the States, you got to see them earlier than I did. In the UK, we published a little bit later. And this was the very first idea I came up with for Earth. So we've got the whale there and the penguins diving down from the iceberg. And then Wonders of the USA. I think my favourite, it's difficult because I haven't lived with this book too long. But I think my favourite is this, when you see inside the Statue of Liberty. Now, Wonders of the USA, it's kind of departure for me as well, because with each Shine a Light book, I don't have the luxury of working on a book for just one country. This will be sold all over the world, but the content is just one country. Usually with the books, I have to make sure the creatures will be found in more than just one place. So for Apple Tree, I couldn't put in, say, hedgehogs and badgers that we get in the UK, because you don't have them in the US. And neither could I put in raccoons because We don't have raccoons in the UK. And these books are sold in France and Germany, in Thailand, I think, as well, and lots of different countries. So Wonders of the USA, just the US, which is great. But it had its own challenges as well, because I've worked in non-fiction children's publishing for 22 years, and that's when I moved down from Inverness, which is all the way up here in Scotland, to down to London to work in publishing. And I worked on a good few books every year, mostly as an editor. But this was the first book that I've worked on, favourite places in the US. And luckily, I had the US office to help me, because I hadn't heard of some of these wonders. And the book could have been quite different if it had been left just up to me. So Carlsbad Cavern, for example, I did not know about that. I'm finding out new things all the time, even as a reader. And I hope that through the Shine of Lights you find something different in each one too. I'd best get start writing that new Shine a Light, or my publisher will be on the email. Thank you very much for listening. Bye bye.